Good evening. Welcome to Cardiff City World on the 1927 Club podcast. Tonight I am joined as always by Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, my friend. How are we?
All good. Delighted and relieved with the win, especially when you've seen our form of the last. I see our form was win, draw. So, and then 10 men so early on. Bit of a nervy start, but then found our feet, and I'm feeling happy with that now. Again, 3 points, especially after Lincoln win as well. The relief there.
Yeah. I was hoping Plymouth were going to do us a favour, and after the first, I think they went in front after 11 minutes, didn't they, Plymouth? I thought Joe Rolls is working his magic down there. I don't think he was in the squad today. I don't know if he's injured. But obviously Lincoln come back and beat them quite convincingly in the end, so obviously it was important that we were able to get the 3 points as well today. And yeah, like you said, I don't think after the first 20 minutes, I think most fans watching it probably would have thought, we're in for a tough afternoon, but I don't think it could have been further from the truth, really. I think, the first 20 minutes were a bit cagey, and as soon as we had that red card, I think it was as if all the Cardiff players thought, right, we've all got to bust our guts now to do this for Ryan Wintle, because it was harsh, in my opinion, but he put hands on him and he made a meal of it. He went down, and perhaps anywhere else on the field you'll get a yellow, but I think he left him with no options, really. I don't know what your opinion of the red card was.
I think it's a bit of a weak sending off. I won't lie. I understand why he's given it, because he gave the ref a choice to make, let's be honest, and you've seen them stand the referee in this league. It's so bad. As soon as it happens, you just know the ref's going to give a red card for it. But I don't know. I just think the pressure was taken off us at that point then. I suppose it came a game of down to 10 minutes. If we lose this, it's there. That's why. So the pressure was off, and then I think they just found the bit of freedom in the game, man. They found more space. I was really surprised with Rotherham. I mean, a team fighting relegation, there was no fight in them. Really surprised. They didn't make it hard to break down either. There was, I think I said to you earlier, JOELWILL had the ball at one point, 5 men around him. They all stood off him and no one put a tackle in. They were just so weak.
Given that they've had some good results of late as well, I think had they won the previous 3 or undefeated in their previous 3. I think I'm not sure exactly. I don't look into it as much as side as research and things. Just concentrate on our lot. But yeah, really surprised, really. Like I said, I think they frustrated us for the first 20 minutes. It was a bit of evenly matched, I'd say, for the first 20 minutes. And then obviously as soon as that red card happened, it was as if, anybody'd swear it was vice versa, and they were playing with 10 men and we had 11, really. And some outstanding performances out there today. I think everybody put a shift in. I don't think there was one player in the Cardiff team today you could have thought should have done better, really, but some outstanding performance. I think Joel Colwell, his work rate and his energy today, every blade of grass he covered today, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. I said to you last week, I think it was, I was disappointed to see him dropped last week. This is the same lineup for front, the same front as a 4 I played 2 weeks ago. And against Barnsley, and Barnsley dominated the game. And then last Saturday, they get dropped and rotated a bit. So I was happy to see the same lineup. And then, because we see all the time, Joel's energy is different class. He runs non-stop. He doesn't put a foot wrong. And when you've got that, ahead of you, and you've got Kellam at the front of it, and I think he's finding his feet now. His fitness is up to where he needs to be. And I've just seen his form of his life. £19 million, I think they spent for him, Chelsea did. And you can see why. He's a bright talent there. He's a massive talent there. I would love to get him on loan next season when we go up and just get another Euro to him. I think he looks like he's loving his football here as well. He's playing with a bit of freedom, and that comes from the manager, that does, and it's working.
Yeah, I don't know if you've listened to Ollie Tanner's press conference or match interview after the game, and he's like, the manager told us, even though Ryan got sent off after 20 minutes or 21 minutes, whatever it was, he still wanted them to play the way that they set out to play from the first whistle, and we didn't look as if we had 10 men out there, really. It was an incredible performance, and I thought, like I said, they all upped it a couple of gears to try and cover Wintle, really, and disappointing now. Will we lose him for just one match, or will it be 3-1, is it?
Straight Reds 1 match, I believe, yeah. It's disappointing. I suppose he can do with the rest, though, if you want to. Disappointing. The rest is going to come against Luton next week, but I think you probably needed something like that there. But then you're looking at the bench, and you've got, let's be honest, you can put JOELWILL there if needed to be. And I have no concerns about him playing there. You got Turnbull who could probably drop a bit deeper if needs to be. You got Chambers who can play the 6. I'd rather him not play the 6. I'd rather have Wintle, but you've got him there who can do it. We've got Offshore who can play the 6 if need to be. So we've got a very versatile squad, so I'm not too concerned. And again, he needs the rest, and we give him a breather.
Yeah. I'll rattle through the starting lineup just quickly. So Trott started in goals, Perry NG, Fish, Osho, Bagan, Tanner, Wintle, Robertson, Willock, Colwell, and Kellyman. I don't think there was many changes in the side, but Gabriel Osho, what a performance from him today. He was absolutely outstanding.
He's another one. He's taken his time, but he's grown into it. And I think it's I don't think it's him personally. I think it's the brand of football that BBM plays. I mean, you see how high up the centre line, the back line is. They pushed up so far. And when he was at Luton before, they were playing a deep defensive line. So it's a difference when he's making back passes. Then it's letting Young put your foot through it to happen. So it's going to take a while, but again, he's going to it. And now we've got 4 top centre halves. We'll probably all compete with each other. And let's be honest, if 2 of them are drop fit, you're disappointed for them. But the 2 that are starting, you're comfortable and confident in. So there's no issues for me there. I think the only negative for me today was set pieces.
Yeah, crosses were poor when very deep.
Yeah, I'm pleased with Tanner, mine, because I think we've been saying for a while now, he likes to drill the ball in across the floor of the box, and again, the first goal today, he puts the ball in across the floor. Brilliant ball, and Kellerman gets on the end of it. And that's the sort of things we need now. As well, wasn't it? Yeah, and when you haven't got Salek in the box, you've got no target man to float across into. So, a ball across the floor, brilliant. That's exactly what we call it for. And like we said earlier, how many assists has he got now since he's come back from injury?
I'm sure somebody in the chat will tell us, but he's got to be on. He can't be far off double figures. He's probably 6-7, is he? I would imagine something like that. But
6 last 5 figures, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been incredible, fair play. And I did chuckle in his interview after the game, saying that he's glad his mates are kind of finishing off with the chances he's creating. So yeah, fair play to him. It's great to see, and he's busting a gut to get back, which we've never seen Tanner do that really. But since under BBM, I think there's such a competition for places now. If you don't do it, he's not going to play. Simple as that. And I think he's added that to his game now, which we've talked about previously. But another outstanding performance from Tanner on the right today. Fair play to him.
Well, the style of play as well is very demanding. You've got to cover a lot of ground to have up and down. So if he wants to get more minutes, he's going to have to get his fitness levels up. So to see the work rate go up with it is massive, and I think that's credit to BBM as well, because clearly he's identified him as someone who can play the role he needs, and to keep the likes of Keane Ashford out or likes of Davis on the bench behind him, that says it all. Yeah.
Before we jump into the comments, because we're going to jump into them early tonight, because that normally helps us kind of go through the show, and obviously keeps the guys in the chat engaged and interacted with the show, should we say. But BBM was very appreciated, can't get my words out, but about the travelling support today. Obviously I watched it on the TV today, and the noise from the away end was incredible throughout. I think 1,400 fans, was it near a 400-mile round trip. Incredible support. And I think obviously when Ryan Wintle went off, he said he could feel the energy in the ground, the noise go up even more, and it really helped the team. So fair play to the 1,400 plus who travelled to Rotherham today. Hope you all get home safe and well, and a pat on your backs.
I'm sure Mark put in the group chat earlier, I think it was 3 hours away, still left to travel home, and that was about an hour ago. So, they're still travelling back now, and I think he had the train up, I think he said, but if you're going to bust now, you're not going to late to do. So fair play to the fans. Fantastic numbers and fantastic noise as well.
Yeah, incredible. Fair play. Let's dive straight in then. Graham's your evening, Gray. More on here than we had on the pitch today. Not sure what that's reference to, buddy. Only thing that frustrated me today, Graham said, was Willock give up on the ball, slow getting back. Even the shot was the thought. I think it was a couple of balls played through to him, and perhaps he could have busted get a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not overly worried about that. Another decent performance from him, in my opinion, and another good goal. Yeah,
another goal today. And his confidence player, if his confidence is sky high, you see his performances go up as well. And another goal today. I think he's got 6 this season. Brilliant. I mean, last season he's a different player. So, long way to continue. And he's cementing that left-hand side his own now. And when you've got something like Bacon behind you as well, who does the overlap or come short if he needs to. Fantastic.
Ink and the High Boys, we were absolutely outstanding today to a man. Oshaw was an animal at the back. Joel Colwell was a machine in midfield, covered every blade of grass today. And Alex Robertson was unreal at CDM. Can't disagree with that. Rich Lasky's in the chat. Good evening, my friend. Ink Vendetta says, don't get me started on that front three today. Was that a positive or a negative you want to talk? Give us a bit more on that. Bye, Rotherham. Yeah, I won't read that out. Come on now, Ian. Don't be nasty. Anyone seen Colwell's cape? Yeah, I thought he was absolutely outstanding today, and I think he's been managed the right way to a certain extent. He's probably been frustrated on the sidelines for large periods, but by heck, he's taking his opportunity now once he's come back in, hasn't he?
And again, like we said before, it's the best. The great thing for us is now you've got Kellerman, who plays in the 10 recently, doing fantastic. Joel's been in the 10, doing fantastic. When Ruben comes back, he's got a challenge on his hand to get himself back in that team. And that's better for us then, because that means Ruben has to up his game to get back on the side. And they've got 3 players competing for one position and 3 quality players competing. Do you know what I mean? That's fantastic options to have. That's proper depth, that is. And I suppose it's probably one of the reasons why we didn't have to go out and spend money in January to bring more players in when we've got Kellerman who can play the 10, right wing, up front, on the left. Same with Willock, you play with the centre and the 10 if you need to. We've got JOELWILL who plays 3 or 4 different positions. Fantastic, like.
Yeah. Rhys Lasky says, what a win that was. 3-0 with 10 men. Have we ever seen that before as a Cardiff fan? I remember a 4-2, I think, when Rolls scored a hat-trick. I'm sure we had 10 men that day at home. I'm not going to lie to you, Rhys. I've got a memory like a goldfish, buddy, so I know Rhys is a bit younger than me, so his brain is still wired up a bit better than mine, so Rhys might be able to tell you, but...
God knows what I can't remember. I did yesterday, to be fair, right now.
Happy days. Evening, Paul. Hope you're well, my friend. We started slow, but after Winter's red, it lit the fire in the players, because after that, we were too good. Fair play to Joel. Colwell just ran and ran. I said about taking off, I was wrong. I just think our movement off the ball and stuff as well, and I think their manager said after the game as well that the movement off the ball was the difference, really. And I thought our energy, even though we were down to 10 men, we still continued to press. We still continued to put them under pressure. If we lost the ball, we were hungry to get it back. I think we actually ended up the game today with less possession than Rotherham. Now, when you go down to 10 men, perhaps you can kind of expect that. But, you wouldn't have thought it watching the game, really. But, yeah, it was, outstanding.
I think that's nothing with BBM. I think he's learned that from his time at Man City's academy. There's purpose to possession. Like, we get the ball, you pass it and move, And again, they find his space. There's someone to pass to in front of them all the time. I mean, the last few years, we had Josh Bowler. There'd be no one to pass to, so just drop, cut back, turn inside, pass back to the midfield or defence. Last few years, Callum Grant is either trying to take his man on a stop, turn back, pass back. Now there's movement off the ball all the time, so there's always options to give the ball. I think it's something we've done so well this year.
Jama said, they found so much space. Fair play to them. Rotherham were rubbish today. Glad I predicted 3-0 though. Get in. Reese Lasky says Joel was his man of the match.
No, his mother is.
If you post performances like that, and he can be anybody's bloody mother. But outstanding. And I think there was a couple of people who put their hands up. I thought, like I said, Gabriel Oshaw was outstanding. I don't think you can overlook Tanner and the work he done today. But I wouldn't disagree with Joel, to be honest. I thought he put a hell of a shift in, and he was still pressing in the 90-plus minute. And I think the commentator said on the stream I was watching it on, it looks as if he got the same energy in the 90-odd minute as he did in the first minute. So, that's credit to not only him, but credit to BBM and the staff, because I think the Cardiff City we're watching at the moment is probably the fittest Cardiff City team we've seen in, well, I don't know how long.
Yeah.
I don't know what your opinion is of that and the guys in the chat. But, I think we look the fittest that we've looked for many a year, to be fair.
Agree with that. I think, look back at the start of last season, how far behind we seem from every other team. 60 minutes, players were, being dragged off. They couldn't run anymore. I think Tanner last season was struggling for 60 minutes in most games. I look at players now; they do 90 minutes and they still look fresh. Sprinting and 90 minutes, putting sprints in, making late runs. Again, they look fit, they look sharp, and they look fresh. And it's just nice to enjoy football again, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to see the effort as well, not just play good football, but see the effort.
Here's a question for you. Graham says, is a poor red think the club need to appeal it? If we do appeal it and we lose the appeal, that's when it can... Am I right in saying that's when you can have extra games added to it?
I believe so, yeah. And it's pointless. He was officially the last man. I know we had covered the side coming back, but the refs association would just say the ref did it to the law. He's seen him as the last man. He's seen him as a foul and give him a red. And that's all they'll say. They don't care. There's an instant apparently in the game with Isaac Davis getting elbowed in the head. The refs will say we didn't see that, so nothing can be done. It's just pathetic, honestly.
And it was interesting, really. You don't normally hear BBM talking in his interviews after the games about officials and this, that, and the other. If anybody hasn't seen it, go on the Cardiff City Club TV. You can see the interview after the game. And he goes on to talk about, how some of his staff have written to the... I can't remember the name of the referee association or whatever they send it to, but they've written things about this, obviously the state of the officials and how BBM thinks is getting worse, and obviously he needs to look out for his players. There's a big concern over Isaac Davis. Apparently he had an elbow off the ball. I haven't seen any highlights of that. It's not the first time it's happened this season. So, I was quite surprised to see BBM like that, but good in a way as well that he's got he's looking out for his players, isn't he?
But the worst case, I think he said the refs association right back saying, yeah, we noticed this, we noticed that, that's fine. But nothing gets done, and he'll probably get a fine or something for this now, or asked to explain his comments. What do you have to explain? Look at the state of refereeing in this country. It's been going on ill for the last few years. Ryan Whittle got elbowed against Stockport County. Nothing given. Isaac Davis got elbowed off the ball try. Doesn't get seen. I remember last year, I think it was Coventry at home, I think last season. Callum Chambers goes to get the ball back, lifts his arm up to chest the ball, and is it Jake Bidwell, the former Jack, goes down, hold his face. Ref gives a red card. Doesn't see it, but instantly gives a red card. The standard refereeing for the last few years has been so poor.
Yeah. Got to agree with you there, I think. Ryan says, BBM making no sub when Wintle goes off just shows the belief he has in the squad. The fitness coach deserves so much credit. We are overpowering teams. Colwell today was immense. Yeah. Just touched on that as well, didn't we? Paul said it looked like Rotherham had 10 men and we had 11. Fair dues to every player, 10 out of 10 for effort. Spot on, buddy.
Yeah, again, it's 10 men. I think the pressure was off us at that point then. Allowed them to play the natural game and we just dominated. I just cannot believe a team fighting relegation was that passive today against us. There was like no real effort with the ball back at some points. With the ball, I think defending a free kick, they had 10 men behind the ball. And I was thinking, this is a team that should be desperate to get results now. They should be going for it against 10 men. There was nothing. All them new signings as well. And Duncan Watmore, Bianchieri, they're not started.
Obviously, we were heavily linked with Bianchieri. I know he come on for the last, I'm not sure what minute of the game he come on, but I don't think there was anything to shout and scream about. And no, it's probably, I don't want to discredit him too much, but what a poor side to go out on loan to, really, if, they're going to be playing like that week in, week out.
I mean, development-wise, as long as he starts most weeks, first team football is massive for him. He's so young, though. I don't think it matters if they get relegated. This is not a loan for him that's going to affect his career or his future in one bit whatsoever. As long as he plays, he'll be fine. But Rotherham right there, I don't know what's happened to them. They were Championship a few years ago, and now they look like they've gone on to League Two, and with Whimper as well.
Apparently, a couple have said in the chat, 3 games for a straight red. A couple of people said about appealing it, so I wouldn't imagine you can get any more if we did appeal it. So like you said, letter of the law. There's a red card in it. I know it's soft, but at the end of the day, he was the last man. He put his hands on him. I know we went down early, but I don't think we'd have much luck with it, to be honest.
And the frustrating thing is, right, if it was the other end, it would have been a yellow card to them at most. And that's the frustrating thing we are getting. And I'm not surprised BBM said something. I think it's been coming, let's be honest. The standard referee is so bad. Decisions have got wild. It's so inconsistent. I'm not surprised he said something. But again, he'll get fined for this now or asked to explain his comments.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to see VAR in the lower leagues for, like, offsides and things, but surely to safeguard players in lower leagues, if something like that off-the-ball incident, elbow off the ball today, surely there should be something in place whereby a referee or the fourth official can look at a replay and say, yeah, that have happened, because, the four the officials today haven't obviously seen that. Otherwise, it would have been acted upon, wouldn't it?
And this is the thing, because even if they got something to look back on now, they won't do nothing now. Do you know what I mean? The game's gone and over it now. It's just so disappointing. I mean, it's going to take... Thankfully, Salek didn't get a serious injury. We don't know how bad it was, but if that broke his neck, the referees would have closed ranks and would have gone, no. And even if they did find a fault, they'd have gone, we'll put him into League 2 next week for 1 week. And then they come back to League 1 again. It's just so poor. And we just don't understand the refs' decisions. I think it's come to a point where they either have to start explaining themselves post-match, not to the media maybe, but release a statement post-match, or a report saying what they've seen, why they give this decision at this minute. But something's got to be done.
Yeah, a couple of people in the chat have mentioned about Isaac Davis. Super worried. I think he went down on the final whistle. I think he didn't go to celebrate towards the fans. I think the first aiders went kind of straight over to him. So, yeah, I just hope he's all right. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a bit of concussion or whatever. Like I said, I haven't seen the elbow myself. There's another comment in the chat asking how is the elbow on Isaac also not a red. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any replays of it. If anybody has seen a replay, it can point us in the right direction where we can see it. Let us know. And we'd have a little look. What impressed me, right? And, if I was a Rotherham fan, or with the red card, you could see the Rotherham players run towards the ref, and they are captain, the right back, I think. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he went to the referee before any of the others, and he was telling them to get away. He's going to make his decision. And I thought that was good captaincy, really.
I think he knew, though, didn't he? Let's be honest. If he said the way around, we are saying to everyone else, get back, let the ref do what he's going to do. Because we know it should be a red card. But he'd give him a yellow. I think they knew he was going for a red. That's why they told him to get back. And let's be honest, the more the Cardiff players say anything, this makes it worse. I just think it's a poor performance again. He looked so... he looked like he wanted to bring out his red card. I don't know, he just... Top of the league, and we're talking about poor refs again after winning 3-0. A comfortable 3-0 as well. Says it all with this standard, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're watching games sometimes and you think the referee in the middle almost looks as if he wants to be a part of the underdog beating top of the table. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's probably not the case, but you can't help but think, looking at it sometimes, just the standard's so poor. Reece says, super worried about Davis, though. Be gutted for him if he's picked up another bad injury. Yeah, a couple of injuries to thing today. I think Osho come off as well, didn't he? Towards the end, I think.
Yeah. The only thing with Davis, I don't know how true is. I did see earlier someone saying he was holding his hamstring and he was in tears. He was at the end of the game. So I don't know if how true that is. And fingers crossed for him, it's nothing.
Yeah,
but that'd be concerned if that's the case.
Great finish on his goal as well to cut back inside and put in the bottom corner with his left foot in front of the travelling supporters.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take it to the corner flag to answer, but he cuts back the side. Defender, I thought his defender's doing. He's allowing him all that time and space to the ball. No attempt to win the ball back. Gets a shot off and scores. And it's like watching us from last season, so he was. Rotherham's performance-wise. But I thought we were brilliant. Again, and I'm so happy for him because he's a player who deserves... He's been unlucky, I think, especially all the injuries he's had. And when he's coming back in the side, he can only do 60 minutes or 30 minutes because of the leg injuries he's had. And you see other players ahead of him now, and you're thinking, is he going to get minutes? And to be fair, he's coming on, he's getting goals, he's making assists. So happy for him, honestly.
Yeah. Evening, Suze. I bet you couldn't wait to get on air tonight. Fantastic performance, all players. But Osho, for me, was man of the match in a game many could have had it. Yeah, again, I don't think we could disagree with you there, to be honest. Jammer also says it was a perfect game for Osho and perfect opponent. He looked comfortable taking the ball out of defence as well today. For me, done it on numerous times. And I know Sai have mentioned a couple of times about the possibility of Osho playing at 6. Is that something you think BBM may look at if Wintle might be out for 6 games? Is that a possibility, or do you think there's others there that'll probably fit that gap better than Osho?
I think others will probably fit him first. I think you might see Robertson play the 6 if needed. JOELWILL could play there. I think with his energy, I've got no issues with that. And I think we've seen Turnbull drop there once before the season. Won't be surprised if one of them goes into it. We got another week now, so we got till next Saturday now. A day or two off rest now, and they'll probably work on something throughout the week. You'll have an idea what they're going to go with. Luton at home. It's a game. Hopefully, we should be beat it. Winning, getting 3 points on the board. I don't know.
They beat Bradford today as well, didn't they? I believe
2-1. Yeah. Again, they're a bit up and down. I think we had Lewis on with me and Rob about just over a week or two ago, and he was saying they're so consistent. They'll put a great performance in 1 week, and then the week after they struggle. But I think they've won 3 games in a row now. So it all depends. I don't know. I've got no issues. I know Wintle is out for 1 game. I think it's 1 game, but he needs the rest. Let's be honest. It's good for him to have a quick breather and then get back to it straight after that. Because we got Wimbledon straight after that at home, and I think we were at the cup game with Wimbledon. They beat us 5-0 against the kids. We over them 1 now.
Yeah, and if I remember rightly, it wasn't an easy game. When we played them away, it was at Wimbledon, and I know we go in 2 games ahead, and obviously, in BBM style, we're taking it game by game. But we, like you said, we owe them 1. It'll be a cold Tuesday night as well.
Yeah,
similar to what the cup game was like. But going back to Luton before we jump back into I think it's important that we get as many fans back to CCS on Saturday as well. That, again, it's going to be a massive game, innit? Yeah. I think they were favourites probably as well to be up there or thereabouts towards the end of the season. Obviously, their season hasn't gone as perhaps as it planned, but it'll be a difficult game at Cardiff City Stadium next Saturday, won't it?
Yeah, I think they were the favourites of the 3 relegated sides to come straight back up as well. I think with the parachute payments and everything, they'll make it difficult for us. But again, I have full belief that get an early goal, make them panic and put pressure on them, and then see what happens. The big thing for me is Lincoln. I think the more they win, I don't know if that will become a voice in the back of our players' heads. A lot of young players, this is the first promotion push. Will that, pressure sort of get to one or two of them. So far, it doesn't seem to have. But, coming to March, I think March is where you make or break a season, really. I say all the time, if you're in relegation scrap, March is where you pull yourself out of it. If you're hunting on the playoffs, March is where you get yourself into them. So I don't think Lincoln will keep this winning run and go win. I just think we need to keep one or two wins now, and we'll pull away from them, I think. But once we do, next month, I think we might win the league. Or win promotion, anyway.
Yeah, what are we on now? 63 points, I think. So, like I said, another 3 points closer today. So, yeah, we're not far away. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Reece Spear, good evening, buddy. Do we know what happened with Davis yet? Unfortunately, mate, Reece just mentioned he thinks rumours or there might be a hamstring injury, but I haven't seen anything confirmed. So just have to wait and see. Inked Vendetta says Tanner's averaging just over 1 assist per game since his return from injury. If he can keep that up, buddy, yeah, we will have the league wrapped up now by the end of March.
So I know today was the second game Salah had to miss now, I think. Does that mean he's back next week?
Not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't think I don't have 2 games to miss or 2 weeks yet to miss.
But I know he said Dylan Lawler's training on Tuesday, so he should be back in contention for Saturday. And I wouldn't be surprised we'll have Yusuf Salih back in training this week as well. Pretty sure he said Ruben Caldwell is still a little bit too early, but he's back training with the lads, so that can only be a positive thing, can't it? I know, we've done the business without him, but having another player fit and available for selection of his quality is only going to be good for competition, and it's only going to raise the bar again. I'm hoping. I don't know what your opinions are.
I agree. I mean, I think if you got certain games, you can look at playing Kellerman up top, and if you've got someone who can feed the ball in between the lines of defence behind him, someone who put the ball into space, and they've got to run on the end of things, he could hit double figures easy for me, in my opinion, if he did this from January to the end of the season. But then again, if you've got Ruben doing it, like we said earlier, Joel's doing it, Kellerman can do it. That's 3 quality players there who can play one position, pushing each other every day in training. That's only going to make us better, the players better. And again, they'll know then they can't have an off game, because if they do, there's 2 players in the wings ready to take their place. So it's a massive thing, like.
Yeah. Very impressed, and Will Fish has always got it in his locker. His ball for the first goal, out to Tanner to cross it in for Kellyman's side footer off the post was fantastic again today. Gabriel Osho as well found some nice long passes, low passes into Chris Willock on our left hand side. I would say that was probably his best game in the Cardiff shirt today for me, Gabriel Osho.
But funny mention Fish there now, because we've said all season his ability to spray the ball about. I mean, he takes it to right hand side. You see the opposition defence sort of shift as a unit across, leaving Willock wide open, and he sweeps the ball straight across it. And it's perfect all the time. And today he did it straight to Tanner. Little chip over the top into Tanner's feet. Fantastic ball. We got a ball playing centre half, ball carrying centre half, I should say, normally next to him in Lawler. And, we can bring the ball out. Osho did say Chambers can do it. But when you got something like that who can just spray the ball about as well from centre half, it just gives you a different weapon to use, really. And I think fantastic ball again. We see it all the time.
Mark Cox, evening, buddy. On the train on the way home. Turn the volume up, buddy. Fuck them all. Kellyman again showing now he's fully fit, how talented a player he's going to be.
Yeah.
How far away do you think he is then from playing a full 90 minutes? Has he played a full 90? He might have played a full 90 a week or two ago. I can't remember, but he seems to be still pulled off, down here around that 65th minute mark, 70-minute mark.
I think he did pick up another knock, didn't he, about 2 weeks ago, I think. He went off injured a bit. We don't know how serious the knee injury was. We don't know if he still has pain all the time. We know, like Ramsey said, he was playing through pain a lot. And, it's hard to 90 minutes then. So as long as they keep managing his minutes, especially now towards the business end of the season, I'm okay if he puts in a fantastic shift. because we've got so much quality off the bench as well. It's one of those where you can afford to bring them off for 60 minutes, especially with 2-0 up or 3-0 up. But how far is he away from 90 minutes? I think he can probably do it now. But I think they don't want to risk it, that's all, for more to.
Yeah. Great comment here from Paul. That injury to Tanner, has done him so much good. Sounds silly saying that, doesn't it? Because he said himself he's worked with a few of the coaching staff on his game, doing very well as the lad. Yeah, agree with you there. Graham says,
I'm the ex-professional say, when they're injured, they're on their own and train, they're on their own, or they're working on their own to get their fitness back. Working with the staff to get his fitness back as well. He's got to learn more about how BBM wants it to play without the pressure of having to do it on a Saturday. So he's got time to learn the game a bit better. So when he's come back now, he's just hit the ground running, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Rick Heath, this is a fair comment in fairness, because I'm sat there sometimes and think, still get a little bit frustrated watching him. But you can't knock what he's done today. So Tanner outstanding, but still frustrating at times, but I can live with that. Yeah, if he gives us 2 assists every game, Rick, I think we can all pretty much live with that. But, he's still young himself. What's Tanner, 22, 23?
I think 24 now, isn't he?
Is he?
But even then, don't forget, this is someone come from non-league football, and I think last season was his first proper run out to first team football, obviously the before. So it's still quite new to him as well. And again, I think he's just taking it game by game, to be fair, especially under BBM. He's adapted his style. He's working hard at tracking back. He can be frustrating at times. I think he's a bit of I won't say a flair player, but most attacking players are they. When you're an attacking player, if you lose the ball once or twice, it's like, oh, come on, do better. But to be fair, another assist, you can't complain.
No. Sue says Willock has got a lot of criticism. Why I don't know. He knows where the net is. He's on 6 now and 5 or 6 assists. I think he's had less criticism this year than perhaps what he did last season.
Yeah.
In fairness, I still would like him to track back and work a little bit harder at times, but you can't fault what he's done this season. He's been outstanding for us. He did look disappointed to come off today. But if that's me, I like that. I like seeing that. As long as he doesn't go kicking water bottles as he's walking off, he high-fives his buddy or whatever and wishes him good luck going on. But, yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I like my players being frustrated if I'm taking them off.
Yeah, well, first of all, last season, he was a shadow of himself. I think the criticism was fair then. This year, I think it took a little while to get going, and when he did, he hit his form and he was outstanding. He had a little patch in after around an injury when he came back and he was a bit up and down. The form wasn't there, but since last month or so, I think he's been outstanding. And again, he's on the first team for the team sheet, and I was critical of him last year, but on the left-hand side, he seems more comfortable trying to beat his man now as well and use his left foot a bit more. I think that's something working with BBM has got the best at him for, because last year was a lot of stop, cut to the right-hand side, try and cross the ball in. Now he seems to be more purpose with his crossing, more purpose when he's with the ball. He attacks the full-back a lot more, and he's been brilliant to me. And I'm happy to see a player upset being subbed off, because he's probably thinking, I could have had another goal try. I was outstanding, I could do a lot better than this. I can tear this team apart. But like I said, as long as he's not kicking water bottles, as long as he's going to go out there and have a good game to the other teammates, I'm fine with it.
I'm going to try and fire through as many questions as I can because I'm still on 9:15 or 9:13 when that comment was posted. So we're going to be here all night otherwise. Do appreciate every single comment, and we do try and get through every single one, whether or not I read it out or put it up on the screen. So please bear with us. 10 out of 10 with 10. Brilliant. Brilliant comment. I like that out. Interesting one here. Do we give Bagan a rest for Luton, or do we give Scanlon a go?
No. Play Bagan against Luton and give Scanlon a run out against Wimbledon. I think that Wimbledon was set up to be defensive. They'll pack 10 men behind the ball, and if Scanlon, he's a pacey full-back, give him a run out there. It'll give Thingy a rest that game anyway. Probably tired legs from the weekend. And see what Scanlon can do. And again, you've always got the option if he's tired after 60 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, you can bring him off for Bagan. So I'd give him a go against Wimbledon.
Friend of the channel, Mr. Andy Campbell. Cardiff City legend, was in the concourse today in the away end. Fair play to him.
OG of this channel.
Yeah. Remember a draw, 4 sent off. Sure, it was Oxford away. No idea. If my memory serves me right, didn't win back in the 90s with it. Didn't we win in the 90s with 8 men? Come on, Paul. We can't remember what we done last week, let alone in the bloody 90s, man. Reece is going to have a look.
No, I think it's Cambridge, but I think it was a game like 2-3 years ago where Allsop and Jack Anwick both got sent off and then G winning goals.
Howell was on the bus today with anti-mags. Fair play, How. Don't miss many away games, but do you? Back in Ponty, full credit to our boys today. Put in a great performance and deserved that win. Could not be prouder of the team. Well done, buddy. If Ruben comes back, as Tanner has, God help, League One, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, really. And I think he'll come back with a bit between his teeth and he'll be, looking to show what he can do. And I don't think he's got to over-try either of you. We know his ability. Just come back and don't try too hard.
Play a natural game.
Fair play, Paul. That's absolutely mental. 8 men. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Bob Banks says Cambridge away, 0-0. Lee Phillips, Craig Middleton, and Russell Perrott sent off. Hallworth saved the penalty too. Good memories. Graham says Lincoln getting on my tits now. They're going to be up there with us, I think. I don't think we're going to shake them off that easy. I think did you say you think they'll falter off a bit, or did Simon say that? I
said, well, 10 minutes ago, I said, I don't think they'll keep winning these games. I think momentum is a great thing, but then all of a sudden, look at Bradford. They were flying high, right? They had one loss against us, and all of a sudden, then, I wouldn't say it's the regular season, but they're struggling for form now. Lincoln, we could play Lincoln, beat them 2-0, and all of a sudden, their form just crashes. So it's nice to see a club like that, though, as the dark horse this year. Every division has that one dark horse. I mean, every season. If Lincoln go with the championship, that'd be fantastic for them. Only a few years ago, they were non-league.
Going back to the Davis one, 4 officials, and no one sees the foul on Davis. Yeah. Frustrating. Doubt it would be more than a yellow at the other end, but Wintle can use the rest, and we have quality cover. Yeah, we mentioned a bit earlier. Paul says Cardiff City players received 3 red cards playing Cambridge. Yeah, we've covered that one. Sue says the speed the Rotherham fans left their stadium, you would think there was a flood. Oh wait, there was a flood. A flood of Cardiff goals. I'm surprised there weren't people in the away end today with armbands on after a couple of seasons ago, to be fair.
Surprised they didn't try flooding the pitch themselves. Checking the sprinklers on halfway through the game.
Yes. It's, going back to Biancheri in a poor side, he'd be different in our side.
It's one of those, I mean, where would he play really in his side? If he came in, would that mean Kellerman doesn't play up top? Does that mean he goes wide instead of like Tanner today? Or I don't know. It's hard to see where he fit in right now because we've got so much quality going forward in the front line. So I just don't know where he'd fit in.
Jonathan Mordecai, I can't believe it's taken somebody 23 minutes to actually say it. Yes. Cheers, buddy. I'm not sure if it was the ginger hair I was trying to get rid of or the grey hairs in my ginger beard. So, 50-50, I think. Glad to see you paying close attention, John. Don't miss much, but do, in fairness. When are we getting the which match will Cardiff be promoted stream? We'll have to have a sit down and work that out.
I tell you what, man, that'll be a hell of a show to do that night, won't it? If we do get promoted. Especially after the one we got relegated last year. How absolutely raging we were.
We'll have to do it live. We'll have to do it live from the halfway line, but during the pitch invasion.
Oh, definitely! I can't wait to pitch a bit. I can't take some of the grass. I might buy the full Cardiff kit and jacket, right, with the letters initiated. I'm pretending I'm a staff member and walk to the tunnel.
Oh yeah, we'll do a fancy dress up as stewards. Oh, brilliant.
I still reckon Si should treat us all or reward us all with tickets to the awards evening. Cardiff City World Award a table at the awards evening, I reckon.
That's a shout, that is. Bolton did hang on, Reece, to a 3-2 win. They're starting to put a string of results together as well now. So, so they're going to be up there or thereabouts. But I think they played 31 games, so we've got a game in hand on them. And I think we're still 8 points clear of them, I believe. So, just need to keep doing what we're doing, mate, don't we?
As I said, keep taking it game by game. Don't get too carried away. As fans, we always do. But as the team, keep focusing on the next game. Keep working hard. And it'll get there, like doing.
Jonathan Mordecai says, the elbow on Davis happened off camera, but Oshaw wasn't happy and went straight after the player. Luckily, he got subbed for Chambers after, because he was nailing someone after that. Sue says, I read 1 for a straight red card for holding, 1 on goal, 2 for dissent, 3 for violent conduct or dangerous tackle, 4+ for extreme violence.
We know the refs will probably say that's extreme violence right now.
Jonathan says, was someone else also was after, not Nombe. Nombe got between the player and Oshaw to try. Yeah, it done my head in when he just kept pushing him away. He weren't, I don't know if you've seen the incident, because obviously I know you haven't seen the whole of the game, but yeah, he just kept pushing him away, and I'm thinking he weren't even trying to get at him. He just pointed and shouting at him like. They should just have like they do in rugby and just let handbags.
I'm sorry that.
Yeah.
Get the rest around them, let them fight for 5 minutes. And they both get yellow carded and have to sit off the pitch for like 5 minutes.
Sue, you're right, yeah. Osho signalled to come off 5 to 10 minutes before he finally could get off and still defended when he required. It's something he picks up quite a few injuries as well, doesn't he? He seems to come into the team for a couple of weeks, picks up a little injury, and then he's out for a couple of weeks. He broke his toe, dislocated his toe, didn't he, I think, last?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that, or was that just me?
No, again, that game was that was the Wimbledon game in the Cup. That was fine enough. I remember pointing out to the time, he kept holding his groin, he did early on. And then he sort of mishit the ball, hit the floor, kept holding his groin, it went off, and he said it was dislocated toe. The problem was, I think Cole Palmer did the same thing in his house at the same time as well, dislocated his toe, and he's playing the next game. Then Offshore's out for a few weeks, so I don't know if it was more a case of just get him off, try and get him back on the training ground, get his confidence back, and then bring him in. But yeah, I think most modern footballers are picking up these little injuries now, and they a lot more. I mean, when I was watching Andy Legnall playing, they pull a muscle and run through it for 90 minutes, and then next Saturday they play and they ice themselves down afterwards.
JT says, I'd eat Reese's hat if Osho starts one game in midfield. Inkvendetta. Luton have not won away from home since November. Oh, you fucking cursed, But they are good at home. Nothing to fear. They are not the same team away. I shouldn't have read that comment out, really, should I?
Oh, I hate these them things. Again, the thing is, right, our form, I think, so our form. The last time we won back-to-back games was in December, I want to say. Since then, it's been win, draw, win, draw, win, draw, win, draw. So, the form shows a draw next week, but I'm expecting a win if I'm honest to.
But we're undefeated at CS, mate, at the end of the day. And worst case scenario, if we pick up a point, I know obviously we'd like 3. But if we can keep that, momentum going at home and just not lose games, then, we're still going to be up there, aren't we?
Right, I say this most of the time with the boys now. Second half of the Cardiff City Stadium, when they're attacking us at the Canton, there's a different feeling. I think that the players look. They attack the Canton with a lot more urgency, I'd say, than they do in the first half. I'm not sure it's because they know they're attacking the Canton end, and the crowd are behind them for it. So second half, I reckon we should get 2 goals next week. We should win 4-0 against Luton, I reckon.
Yeah, John says 18 points away from Luton. Even if we don't beat them, they won't catch us. I don't think we're worried about them catching us. It's just making sure we keep the the points, so we're keeping the gap between first, second, third, really. I think Salek will be back after Luton, so potentially for the Wimbledon game on the Tuesday night. Oh, that'll be interesting. One Bolton versus Lincoln next week. What score do we want?
0-0, surely.
Yeah, I'd be happy with a draw.
0-0, 4 red cards each, and 7 injuries each. 7 season-ending injuries each.
Yeah. This is an interesting question from Reese. Do we look better with Kellyman up top than Salek? We certainly look more mobile and pacey.
I think he plays like a number 9, like a modern number 9, modern number 9, an old school number 9, if that makes sense. Approacher. He makes the runs off the shoulder of the last defender. He makes later runs in the box. I think Salek's more of a target man. I think they both have different style of play, and I think it depends on who he's up against. I mean, some teams are going to try and bully you as a back line, and then Salek is there, and he'll take that, and he'll win the flick-ons and stuff. But again, with Kellerman, I think it's a different style of play, but I have no issue. I think it's a great alternative to have as well in games. If it's not working one way, you can always mix it up.
Yeah, I agree, buddy. Jonathan says, depends on the opponents. Someone physical, you want a physical striker like Salek. Someone not physical like Rotherham, you want the movement of Kellyman. Yeah, he's got brilliant feet, haven't he? He's so quick.
Exactly.
Reese says 1-1 Bolton and Lincoln next week. Question: does City play better flowing football without Salek? I think you probably just answered a lot of that. To be honest,
difficult to answer. Again, it depends who you're playing against. Like teams say they get less have so much space. I think you needed a Kellerman over Salek. But when you're playing a team like Stockport, they're going to try and stick tight to you, give no space. You need a Salek to win the flick-ons when the air does. The knockdowns, the first balls, the second balls, things like that. So it depends who you're playing against, how they set up.
This is an interesting one. Bolton's last 5 games are all against top 6 opposition. They have a horrendous run-in, and we have a game in hand. Stockport dropping points today was massive.
I think we'll go up. I think before the 5 games are left, we'll be promoted, I think. And once that's done, then I think it's a lot of relief. I think they'll probably play with a bit more freedom once it's done.
Yeah. Tech, evening, buddy. Hope you're well. I think Lincoln chasing us is helping us. Having a team up our backside is keeping the boys on their toes, especially when we've got our main striker out. Makes others step up. Brilliant today. Again, just going back on what Reese have said, I think it's good that we grounded out. We didn't ground that out today. We won quite convincingly in the end. But obviously, missing players like Ruben Caldwell, like Salek, and we're still putting in performances like we are today. And that's credit to the squad that BBM has built, really, for me, that we are able to take out our top goal scorer, change it up a little bit, and still come out convincing winners with 10 men today, really.
And again, I think it was the first game we missed him on was Barnsley. And they're probably looking at that thinking, right, Salek, the top goal scorers out. They played a 10 through the middle, and we got beaten 4-0. Rotherham probably look at the same thing again today now. Salek's not playing in front. They got a midfielder playing up top. Fair play. Goes and scores again today. It's a great option to have when you can change it up like this. I mean, you could drop Willock, for example. Also, you could drop Willock next week, but you've still got enough quality there that as an opposition, you're thinking, Jesus Christ, they can bring him off the bench if they need to. It's just great to have so much depth and quality in the front lines.
Yeah, Jonathan says you're regarding Luton now next Saturday. Luton will come and try to play football. I can't see them sitting back. They'll be trying to play out from the back the same as us. Reece says that should play into our hands.
Yeah, agree. We'll find a lot more space going forward. And it's like the Chelsea game, where there's space on offer, we'll attack it, and I think we'll be quite deadly with it.
Yeah, and another good point from John here. Should suit us as well, because with Winter out, we'll have to play another forward-thinking midfielder.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a City fan with a snorkel on in the away end today. That wasn't a snorkel, that was a bong, I expect. Brilliant. BBM's got some headaches, but they're nice ones, yeah. And it's ones that we probably haven't had over the last couple of years is ones that we probably should have had, because some of the other managers that we've had over the last couple of seasons could have had the headaches if they trusted the younger players that we've had. Yeah. But they never showed that commitment to giving the youngsters a go, mate, today, really.
And the biggest thing for me is, right, you look at, say, now, they can bring on Kieran Ashford if needed, Isaac Davis if they wanted to. You know, you look at last season, or the year before, last season, you're bringing on El Ghazi, always offside. You know, the options we got now, the quality, I think, this team now destroys last season's 11 as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And when you see how poor the championship is this year, you just get them all in there, because I think we'll be in the mix of the playoffs.
Gary Evans, wonderful win again. I'm not sure who this is or what all that's about, but don't love me for fun, girl. Let me be the one. Brilliant.
Celebrating the big win.
Wintle is banned next weekend, Reece, so we could see a more attacking lineup. Robertson and Joel, Kellyman at 10, Willock and Tanner, wings, hopefully, Salak up top.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't know when Salak is back, that's the thing. But again, we've got options, and it's just great to have him options.
Reece Lasky, are we that desperate for him to come back, though, John? Refs give him nothing, and teams have worked us out a bit when he plays. I just look at it when you see comments like that, and there's nothing against Reece's comment, because obviously we're all entitled to it. But he's our top goal scorer. Why wouldn't we want to have him in our squad? Like, I get it, because obviously we're winning games without him being there. But surely he's got to be, you know, he's got to be in the mix to be there, hasn't he?
I don't know how I word this is going to sound. It's going to sound negative. My only criticism of Salak is he isn't clinical enough for me. If he took 5 or 6 more of the chances he's had this season, he's on 20 goals. Like,
I've seen a stat earlier, and
so many chances.
He's the most. What was it? I think 29. Chances he's missed. He's top of the pile of good chances that have been created. He's missed 29.
Goal score opportunities or something.
Yeah, so you think he score half of them, that's another 15 goals.
Yeah, and you just think if he was a bit more clinical, right, he'd be on 20 goals by now at least. But again, he's young, so it's probably just it's going to take a bit of time. But next year, if he's clinical next year, Jesus Christ, we could be in the playoffs or something. We could be looking at promotion, not promotion, but we could be looking at challenging at the top or the right end of the table.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this question? And it's a good one. Thoughts on Robbo not getting games even with Salak out? Will he be here next season?
Oh, it's tough on Robbo, because I think when you got Kellerman coming in now and doing the job that you'd want Robbo to do, but Kellerman's doing it, and he looks a bit more mobile, a bit more hungrier. I think it's difficult. Kellerman's the man in form. And we know from experience, when we dropped Robbo, he's on 5 goals in 5 games, you can't drop a man in form. But then again, I mean, if sometimes a Kellerman, you've got Robertson, so you do need to get him minutes just in case he's needed. But it's just difficult, isn't it? We got a game Saturday now, he might not play, but then you got a game Tuesday where he might get minutes against Wimbledon. But he's got to be ready for the chance comes, he's got to take it, but it's difficult for him, I think, right now.
Yeah. Going back to Reece's comment, what I'm saying is, are we that desperate to see him start after being out with a head injury? I'd ease him back in. Yeah, 100% agree with that, but 100% agree. I don't think we need to rush him in. And I don't think BBM will. I don't think, like all previous years, we've had players probably thrown back into the deep end and it hasn't worked. And I don't think BBM is about that. I don't think he'll play players until they're ready.
And to be fair, I think, like we said about Wintle needing a rest, don't forget, Salak started in every game for us this year. He's been kicked pillar to post. Now he's getting elbowed. He's getting nothing from the refs, no protection. 2 weeks out, it might be done him a world of good. He might come back feeling refreshed and ready to go. And all of a sudden, he might hit form. And then all of a sudden, then you got a deadly striker in hand. And like we said, if you've got Kellerman pushing him as well now, performing, in training, he's got up his game. And that's how you're going to make us better as a team.
Yeah. Right, we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes, guys. Before I go on to the last question, if you do want to help support the channel, you can become a member of Cardiff City World. You can do it 2 ways. You can scan the QR code in the top corner of the screen, or you can join via Cardiff City World's YouTube channel. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can help support the channel to help creating content 7 days a week. And yeah, really helps keep the channel moving in the right direction. So to finish up on question for you, Reece, and obviously the guys in the chat. And thanks for everybody who've tuned in tonight and put comments in. Really much appreciated. There's loads of people watching as well. We do really appreciate everybody who gets involved. But Suze, to finish us off then, there was no keeper on the bench again today. What's your opinions of that then? Do you think that's...
I don't like that. See, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not saying they're asking for something to go wrong, but if something does go wrong, you want that insurance policy. Like I said earlier, we've seen games where all sort has gone off. Jack Amrick's gone off, and we've been forced to put NG in goals. I don't ever have to go back to that where you put an outfield player in goal. You've got one, just keep a slot for a keeper. I mean, no offence, that lad we just signed now from Everton, the keeper, Trier. He's probably thinking, I'm coming out of Cardiff. I probably won't start, but I'll be amongst the first team, which is great. But then he's not on the bench. Then we got Turner and him now, not on the bench. I'd much rather have a keeper on there. I know BBL likes to put outfield players on there for more. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's a risk, and I don't want to risk taking.
That's a fair one. Happy days. A couple of people was asked about Robbo. Do they think it's going to be his last season? In my personal opinion, I think it potentially could be, depending on us going up, which is looking likely. I don't want to curse it too much, though, but I probably have now. But I think we'd probably look to bring somebody in a little bit younger. Would I be disappointed in him going? Yeah, because I think he's done so much for us. And I think the younger lads do look up to him, and they're probably learning a lot off Robbo, or Uncle Robbo, I think he's known to the boys, I believe. So I would be disappointed to see him go. But, at the end of the day, it's a business, isn't it? And unfortunately, that's the way it works now. You kind of get moved on. But I would be gutted to see him go. I hope he does get some more minutes and some more goals for us before the end of the season. And we can finish out on a high, but I don't know that for definite. That's just my opinion. He might end up staying next year and be in and be top goal scorer for us. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, it all depends on who's available in the summer. Sheffield Wednesday, they'll probably have I think they've got their ownership sorted now. I think or they're still in talks that they might go to League One next year with new ownership, money to spend because they haven't been able to spend for a while. They might come and look at Rob and go, we can take him off your hands. And Cardiff might go, look, we can get a big high earner off and bring in 2 other players on that money. So it all depends who's available in the summer. You might end up keeping Robbo, but, thanks for everything he's done so far. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully we get to see a bit more of him towards the end of the season. And if he needs going, he can have a good send-off, with a couple of goals.
I think this one should say, if you had to choose a starting 11 with all fit, who would it be? Good luck with that. Yeah, I think that's going to take us way over our scheduled time for that one, Rick. So what I will say is once the video is finished now, once the live stream is finished, go into the YouTube channel and on the same video, post just, your strongest starting 11 then you think is possible. And when myself and Reece have got 2 minutes as well, perhaps we'll nip in and put our starting 11 in it as well. And it'll be interesting to see how many people go in and do it. By putting comments on the video like that after it's ended as well, really helps with the algorithm of the channel as well. So if anybody can do that, it would be great. And it'd be interesting to see how many of us have the same sides, really. But just again, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Hour and 5 minutes has flown by. Still top of the league. We are still on the path back to the championship. Somebody put in the comments, we're getting promoted Reading away. So you heard it here first. I'll have to dig back and find out who put that comment in. And yeah, happy days. Cheers all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you all. No star.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans, for fans, balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.